What's up, everyone? Welcome to day 2 of week 2 of our quarantine WODs. And if you're doing the competition, hopefully you enjoyed some burpees yesterday. Here's what we got on the agenda for today. The warm-up is going to start with some neck circles. That is meant to just open up some of those muscles that support the neck. So really make sure that you guys are going through a range of motion that supports that. And then you got the thoracic rotation, again opening up the T-spine on this one. So you really want to make sure that you're really focusing on opening up as far as you possibly can, trying to continue breathing, try not to hold your breath during those. And then you got your 5 push-ups into a handstand. There's some play with what you could do on that. In the video, I'm doing a handstand turnover. Not the best ones, but the best ones I could get for that day. So you can do that, that's kind of fun. It can be just basically a cartwheel too for some people. And then other things you do is, this one is a movement by Haley, so she did it against her door. So you basically do a push-up and then you kick up against a wall. So those are all options that you can do for that warm-up movement. Whatever option you choose, it should be something that's relatively simple and it doesn't gas you. So if those things gas you quite a bit, then you probably want to scale it down. Maybe you're not kicking up all the way, maybe you're just doing a little lunge into a quarter handstand, not even going all the way up, not putting all the weight in your hands for too long, things like that. Otherwise, just do hand release push-ups, something like that. Anyway, going forward, you've got the Spidey stroll. So for time, you're going to do, and this is the only scored portion, is 10 wall walks, 100 laundry rows, 10 wall walks. So what I mean by that's the only scored portion is you have a Tabata underneath that, but we're just looking for the time for your score on the wall walks, laundry rows, wall walks, and then you're done. Then you can go into that Tabata at a 3 to 4 minute rest or whatever. When you're doing the wall walks, range of motion for full range of motion RX wall walks is basically touching your nose to the wall with your chest and thighs touching the wall as well. All right, but you can play with that a little bit based off of your ability level. Right, if things are starting to give out and you're committing to a full wall walk, there's a chance that you fall on your head. So let's not do that. Don't bite off more than you could chew. And then you got your laundry rows. In the demo, I literally just had a basket full of laundry. You can use a chair. You can use whatever makeshift. You can use a propane tank, would probably be pretty good. Whatever you want to use is fine, but the point is you're going to be in that bent over position where your hamstrings are loaded and your back is flat the whole time. And you want to challenge yourself. So if I were to do that laundry basket was too light for me, I'd probably add like books to it, something like that to make it a little heavier without taking up too much space. But that's something I recommend, or you can use a wet load. That might be pretty tough. Then you guys are going to go into that Tabata. So Tabata is 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. But because there's 2 movements, you double that. So it's 16 rounds and you're alternating movements. So you'll do 20 seconds of decline push-ups, 10 seconds off. 20 seconds of the frog balance, 10 seconds off. And then that's 2 intervals of 16, right? So that's how you can math that out, 20 on, 10 off for the duration, trying to get as many reps as you can in that time. The frog balance is a static position. Full frog balance is balancing only on your hands. So you're just working on being able to dynamically stabilize yourself on your hands, which is great for developing your handstand hold, because that's where most of that balance is going to come from in the long run, is from the hands. And then other than that, for scaling, you could go to a tripod position where you're just balancing on your head and your hands, so you have that tripod. You can always go to that. If you struggle with this movement altogether, I recommend that you do some sort of plank, whether it just be a standard plank, whether you go into side planks, on the elbow planks. I recommend doing things on your hands, as that is kind of like the benefit is challenging stability through the hand. So you can always do a plank where you're maybe a little bit further forward than you're used to being. That would be really good too. Any one of those scales they're in. In Tabatas, there's always like this point where it gets really, really tough. If you're getting to the point where form is breaking down, try not to push past it. Just take that interval off and then come back into it the next interval, all right? Don't be a hero in any workout, because that just ends up leaving you pain, all right? Stability and cool down today. We got the median nerve floss, so just trying to keep that nerve under full length with the least amount of tension attached to it, just because the neck and stuff is going to get pretty tight from stabilizing on your head, for those of you that are scaling especially. And then you've got the socket rolls, which is just to kind of roll the shoulder bone literally through that socket. And then you have your 30 seconds of a low side plank. So low side plank simply means that you're on your elbow instead of your hand. And that should conclude the workout. You guys should really enjoy this one. This one's going to be a little bit more upper body intensive and difficult. And enjoy your guys' challenges.